Hello, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode on the show. Control or be controlled, a podcast designed to help you start thinking differently and take control of your life. And I remain your host, Darlington. Today's guest is Maxwell Ivey, known as the Blind Blogger. Maxwell is a serial online entrepreneur, accessibility advocate, author, speaker, and educator with nearly 2 decades of experience helping businesses understand why accessibility and inclusion matter. Maxwell, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to get to speak with you.
All right, Maxwell, I would like you to also introduce yourself to my audience.
Sure. I am Maxwell Ivey, known as the Blind Blogger, as you mentioned. I grew up in a family of amusement ride operators in Texas. I also grew up knowing from a fairly early age that I would lose most, if not all, of my vision to retinitis pigmentosa. With the encouragement of family members, teachers, scoutmasters, and others, I graduated from a traditional high school and college, and I completed all the requirements to be one of the few blind Eagle Scouts. I was lucky enough to work alongside my family in our carnival business for over 15 years before my dad's death resulted in us going out of business. And
All right, Maxwell. So I have some questions here for you. The journey has taken you from owning a carnival to becoming one of the leading voices in accessibility. Can you take us through that transformation?
Can you ask the second part of that question again?
Can you take us through the transformation?
Uh, as far as my transformation, a lot of it was really just doing the next thing that I had to do for a while. Because when I started the Midway Marketplace in 2007, I didn't think I was going to do anything else. The first thing I had to do was teach myself how to code HTML, so I could get my website on. Excuse me. Then I had to figure out how to get clients and set meetings. So every day I was doing something different, challenging myself. So over time, I realized that I have many talents and abilities that I never realized I had until I started down this path of entrepreneurism. And after doing the Midway Marketplace for a while, people asked me to share more about being a blind entrepreneur. And that led to the books, the podcast, traveling the country, speaking, etc. And actually, I went from carnival owner to amusement equipment broker to life goals coach to podcast guest booker, and finally to my perfect place in accessibility. And a lot of it was curiosity and necessity. Necessity of trying to make the first business work so that I can support my family, and curiosity because people would suggest things they would say that they thought I would be good at, and encouraged me to give them a try. And sometimes they worked really well, and sometimes they didn't work so great. But I just continued to follow my path and move forward. And here I am, almost 20 years later.
All right. Thank you so much, Maxwell. So, moving on. After losing your sight, what helped you keep moving forward and rebuild your life? All right. Thank you so much. So my next question for you is this: you talk about tools like interdependence, self-determination, positivity, and storytelling. How have these shaped your success? All right. Thank you so much, Maxwell. So, what are some of the most common website mistakes that negatively impact disabled visitors?
First one,
All right. So tell us, what are some simple changes businesses can make today to improve the accessibility of their websites, apps, products, and services? All right, so here is my final question for you. For someone listening who wants to make their business or content more inclusive, what is the first step they should take? All right, Maxwell, thank you so much for coming. And thank you to all my listeners for taking out your time to be here today. I really appreciate it so much. So, how can listeners connect with you and learn more about what you do? All right, once again, thank you so much, Maxwell, for coming. And do have a wonderful day ahead.